You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show.
Hey! Hello, everyone. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AfterBuzz TV After Show for America's Got Talent. 15 weeks. I thought about that today. We've been doing this for 15 weeks, almost 4 months. But this was week 15, night 1.
Jeez.
And this was episode 28.
That's a lot of weeks.
Seriously.
I wonder why I like you guys so much.
I know.
I spend more time with you than I do my family.
We formed friendships over these 4 months. But last night was the second episode of the semifinals. And yeah, it was a great episode. So I'm your host, Emile Ennis Jr. And as always, I'm joined here with my 2 lovely ladies.
Good evening, I'm Kaori Takee.
Hello, lovely listeners. I'm Kyra Batte.
And yeah, we had another exciting episode. What do you guys think overall? I still don't think it was better than last week's.
I think the better acts were better than last week's acts, but overall, last week's was better. That makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week's was way better.
Okay. Just trying to see if we were on the same page
Okay.
That we are.
I didn't get your picks. Kira and I predicted who we thought would go through. We can talk about that prediction.
All right.
So let's start with all that. And for the first time, I noticed, I thought they were from Tennessee. They're from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which explains so much.
What does that explain?
Is that where all the hot guys live?
No,
is that the
Myrtle Beach.
explanation?
I don't know how I can say this because Myrtle Beach is like, I don't want to say it's, I don't want to offend anybody. They're from Myrtle Beach. It does explain a lot from me being from the South.
What is
You're
Myrtle
already offending
Beach?
people, so just go for it.
Well, it's just, Myrtle Beach is kind of like, from some people say it's kind of trashy.
Okay.
All right.
And
That's okay.
all that,
You think they're trashy?
I'm just saying it explained a lot knowing where they came from.
So are you saying that you think they're trashy? Well, let's get to the nitty-gritty right here.
I'm just saying. I don't think they're trashy. I guess I can see who their target audience is now, or who their audience is.
Are you saying Sharon
You mean
Osbourne
Sharon
is
Osbourne?
trashy?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I was just going to say.
Anyway, as we know, I'm not a fan of all that. I don't think
Right.
it's that interesting.
So what do you think? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, like, I've been totally gung-ho all that because
Yeah.
Thunder from Down Under, Chippendales, all in one. AGT, it's a little bit of a sexual relief. But this time around, it wasn't that pleasant. I was actually kind of disappointed that they were dressed up more.
Oh.
It was kind of cool that they had, like, the water thing in the back, but at the same time, it was like, they're just dancing on water. They're not doing anything.
What do you guys think about them lighting their shoes on fire?
Meh.
Exactly.
I thought that was freaking sick.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yes! Oh my gosh, now you guys are starting to agree more, and I'm the one that... It started with a Carol of the Bells guy.
I know. I was just about to say that's where it all started.
Yeah, it started with that guy.
Yeah. Well, at first, when I saw them coming back, which, you know, I've communicated with them a little bit. I mean, they're really nice guys. I was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, they're back. But when... In my opinion, when I saw, I was like, how, number one, how did they light their shoes on fire? Number two, when they're doing all their tapping stuff, how did it not go out? Then they tap on water or clog on water, which as a tap dancer, I can't tell you. Do you know what a hazard that is to dance on water and then to go on that slippery stage after you have danced on water? I thought one person was going to fall. Like, I'm so serious.
Okay, now that she said that, I
now
guess
that you explained
I didn't really
that to
think
me.
about the dangers as far as the water thing goes.
Yeah,
But
I don't think that's what they meant to be, like, dangerous, but it is really dangerous to dance on that slippery, because that floor is slippery, and then to, I don't know, dance on water, I didn't get that.
So, unfortunately for me, I didn't appreciate all that.
Sure.
Just because they weren't dressed the way I wish they weren't to dress.
And he never listens to Sharon, though. I will tell you, he never listens to Sharon.
They
She just
should
said go
listen to-
naked if
go
they could.
naked.
Why not?
my thing is, we're at the semifinals, and literally 1 week before the finals, you need to step it up to the point where there's something wow about that. There was nothing wow about that performance. I don't care if you lit your shoes on fire. They should have lit their whole bodies on fire and found some way to do that. Then it would have been like, whoa. But I didn't, thank you. I didn't see anything that was really spectacular that stood out. Knowing the competition,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Like, and granted, maybe they couldn't really think of anything to do that would maybe take them to the next level. 'Cause,
I mean,
they're
so.
cloggers. I mean,
Yeah, it is difficult. And I think on top of it, maybe they did the best that they could. But again, like you said, it is just clogging.
Yeah.
So maybe that's all that they could do with it.
Well, then if you evaluate or see the progression from their first performance to now, they've definitely stepped it
Oh
up.
my God,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just a
sure.
matter of you're at the end of the competition now where there's so much talent that there's only so much they can
Well,
do.
they were, eliminated, and then they did come back. So, but I do think that they are better than the next act.
Oh, Sebastian El Charro de Oro.
Yeah, as you said it pretty well.
I took Spanish for 4 years. I just so this act, he's the mariachi kid. He's a cute little 10-year-old.
That's all it is.
That's all it
though.
is.
Thank
and
you.
his voice, when I first heard him, I thought it was amazing. When I listened to it last night, I'm like, he can sing, but what he'll do is he'll sing a little bit and it doesn't sound that great. Then he'll hit one loud high note, and then all be like, "Yeah, we love you, Sebastian." And then like they'll go crazy for him. But it's really just that one powerful note. I think it was Howard. Howard was really America's judge, or he was my judge last night, because I agree with pretty much everything he was saying. And he was being super critical, which is needed at this stage of the competition. And what he said was he felt Sebastian needs more technical training, but it's great for what he's doing at 10 years old, but he still needs more training. I completely agree.
Yeah. Well, what
But
did
he's
you think?
only 10. But I will agree with Emile, like, spot on. Everything that you said, spot on. You?
I never liked him from the beginning. I wasn't a fan. He's adorable. He's cute, and he's got that little mariachi thing going on. And sure, that's entertaining, but it's just I would not pay $5 to watch it or throw in a quarter in the street to watch it.
But he'll
Not even a peso?
Not even a peso.
I was gonna say after this he'll definitely get a gig at like a Mexican restaurant.
He probably already has one.
That's all he boils down to.
Well,
This
he better be at an Asian
wonderful,
restaurant,
polite, wonderful, polite 10-year-old, and he's bound to be.
Or maybe he can be like the face of Chipotle or something.
He's gonna be a ladies' man though. Eventually, he will be a
Yeah,
ladies' man.
he's gonna
he
be
was like,
such a
Sharon
hopeless
Osbourne is
romantic.
mine.
Well, yeah,
What'd
he's
he say?
in love with
Rose?
Sharon.
Oh
he's
my
in
goodness.
love with Sharon, and I know he's trying to play that card, but that's only gonna get you so far, buddy. Like she's not the deciding factor anymore. It's America.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
called himself the Mexican Superman. I was like,
I thought it was cute for a little
kinda,
boy.
I guess. That's the only thing about him that's redeeming is that he's cute. You know what I mean?
And he is very well mannered.
If he was saying the same thing and had the same exact talent at 25 or 35, we wouldn't
Sure.
be saying
Oh
the same
yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. Totally.
We'd be like, why
And depending
are you
on how
here?
he would look, 'cause he's an adorable little boy.
Yeah.
But you never know with those cute kids how they turn out when they're adults,
you never
right?
know.
Right. That's true.
So I didn't. Yeah, I don't understand. He never got eliminated. He actually made it through all this time, right?
No, he did get eliminated.
He got eliminated and came back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was surprised that he got brought back as
Yes,
a wild
I was
card.
too.
I was actually surprised.
Oh yeah, he got brought back as a wild card, and then America voted him through, and I was upset about that. Now I remember.
You
Okay,
were.
okay,
Yes.
I remember now.
Very upset.
Now I remember. So what do you? Ooh, Magic of Puck. This was one of the YouTube acts,
It
right?
was one of the YouTube acts.
And his first act was kind of small with the handkerchief moving
You mean
all over the place.
disappointing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked his first act.
What?
Oh yeah, you guys did.
Wasn't this song the same song that All That was dancing to?
I didn't catch
The
that.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling. I wasn't sure.
I didn't even notice the song.
Oh.
I didn't notice the song
Oh.
either, but I would love to see that because it's very weird. Okay, just really quick. When I do pageants, you're not allowed to sing / dance or play an instrument to the same song
Yeah, that
in
makes
the
sense.
entire thing. So I would be not that America's Got Talent is compared to Miss America or whatever, but that's really a tight rule because they don't want that. So
Yeah.
that's very interesting. You caught that. Yeah, I didn't catch it either.
What'd you guys think of him this time? I enjoyed it because I thought that he definitely stepped it up and took it to the next level. He did the where he laid the girl down. The handkerchief thing, he had Howard sign the handkerchief, and he was like, follow the handkerchief, and then he had the girl lay down on the table, and then he raised her up. He raised me up. He raised her up and levitated, and then he pulled the curtain, and she was gone. but then she popped up in the box later. I thought it was cool.
It was kind of cool. If you look closely at the box, though, it was kind of like when it was covered, the curtain was kind of like moving, like slightly, and it was like, oh, there's.
Well, I mean, she magically appeared back in there. She had to fit herself in the box.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like magic tricks. I'm a sucker for that stuff. It was fun. It was entertaining, but he's going up against some couple great acts tonight.
All right, Kyra, can you tell me how he did it?
Well, I was gonna ask. Do you know how he did it? I kept thinking about it over and over. Twins.
Twins mirrors that make it look like it goes all the way through, but it's just a reflection of the stage.
Twins is actually a really good one.
Wait,
because
where'd the girl go though? He raised her up.
Well, yeah, because that's my thing, and I was like, oh, they're gonna do some kind of camera shot where we don't see it for a quick second.
It could be like a see-through, kind of like a mirrored box. I don't know. I'm guessing like a mirrored box.
See, this is the thing, though. This is why it's good. This is why it's a good act, because it has us questioning how did he do that.
But you don't like Diddleman, and he's cool.
No, I do like Diddleman.
Oh, you're the one that doesn't like Diddleman.
Well, I like him.
Like him.
I'm on to his tactics.
Right.
Diddleman.
Diddleman, you should call us. But all right, go on.
But yeah, what I'm saying is, this act had me questioning, like, how did he do that? Like, it kept me interested after it was over.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And Howard and Howie were like, to know how he did that, and they couldn't figure it out. I also could not, because even, I mean, I get how they made her levitate or whatever. I'm sure that they had strings.
Right.
But besides that, I don't know how they even got her down. I could see maybe a reflective mirror pulling it up.
Twins.
I don't know, twins. But then right when you said that, I was actually going to ask you a question of the handkerchief. I was like, what the hell was so important about following the handkerchief?
I said the same thing.
And then I think it is to show, like you said, Kaori, that way it's showing that they couldn't have been twins.
Oh, it's the same person. Right. Yeah, because it was tied around.
Wow, you were on top of it. You were the new me, because now I'm like, what happened? And now you know.
I don't know, but it was really
that makes so much more sense with the handkerchief. Because I was like, what's so important about the handkerchief? And she's like showing it off like it's so cool, like some diamond or something. And I was like, I don't care. So now I get it.
It's
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
At the end when it was over, when Howard was like whispering to Howie and they were talking to each other, I thought they were asking, what was the whole point of the handkerchief? That's what I thought they were saying, because I didn't know. I didn't know. I was like, what is the point of it? But
well, mystery solved here at AfterBuzz.
Hopefully.
I think though that even though I thought this was a great performance, once again, it just wasn't up to par with some of the other acts.
Yeah.
But it's definitely better than a lot of acts from last week and the week before and tonight.
And it was a complete like 180 from his humdrum handkerchief performance.
I totally agree.
Granted, why can't he get rid of the handkerchief? Like, is that his signature?
I guess that's his thing.
How did he get the handkerchief like off the table from?
Oh, it was just like a string.
Okay.
Look at you.
It was with the power of his mind and telekinesis. Duh.
Yeah, I want to see more from him. I would pay to go see a show from him. Maybe.
Yeah.
A small fee.
Yeah, say I wouldn't either.
A small fee.
How small? 1 peso?
You and these peso. I think, depending on how, probably like $5 maybe.
All right.
I'll give him $5.
For a show like that, I mean, I wouldn't pay, but I would price it for, I don't know, 25
and
to 50,
depends on what else he can do,
depending on where the seating
We've
was.
only seen a taste.
That's right. We've only
Speaking
seen
of a taste, Clint Carvalho and his parrot.
I don't like this act.
Really?
I do not. I told you, like, I'm scared of birds. And
that's right.
I would not like to be in that audience, and it was weird.
Well, his bird's name is Kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
I
Howard said.
Of you saying that.
Right, Howard said what I wanted to say. He was like, at the end, after he was over, he was like, please stop saying here, kitty, kitty. I want to freaking choke myself every time you say it. Like, because it's so annoying. Here, kitty, 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 here, kitty. I'm like, dear God. But yeah, I was glad that Howard finally called him out on that. But what he did different this time was he had like the hoops in the audience.
Yeah.
He had.
Oh my God! Can you imagine you holding that thing?
I actually thought of that, and I was like, I would freak out.
And then the bird just like poops on everyone's head. Like
that would be hilarious. But yeah, the bird flew through the hoop like right past somebody's face. He got the can from Sharon. He was like hopping and stuff.
That can thing had to be rigged though, because there's no way that can had liquid in it. No way. It had to have been empty. Like they're probably like, Sharon, you have to have it empty. 7-Up or Sprite can, whatever's convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That would make sense.
I mean, how could he lift that?
Yeah, there's no way.
He's like,
steroids, yeah.
He's like, Sharon, drink up.
But yeah, I thought it was a cute act. Definitely not $1 million, which is, I thought was funny too. I forgot who said it, but he was saying, somebody called him out and said, I don't think this is $1 million act. I don't think you're gonna go through. And he said, oh, well, I still have 200 and something other birds, and this is only a quarter of the $1 million act. I'm like, no.
Well, then why didn't
Why didn't you bring your $1 million act here? Like, I hate when people do that because it's like, this is the time where we need to see your $1 million act, not say, oh, this is a taste of what you'll get.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you might not get that chance.
He was also a
obviously.
YouTube act.
Right.
Oh yeah. The only thing that I liked about the act was a little bird like crunking or whatever.
Yeah, that was kind of cute.
It was cute. I mean, that's why I agree with you when you said cute. That was like really the only thing that was like cute.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a cute act, but like they said, it looks like something you would just see at a sideshow or not anything.
For a zoo or something like pleasant.
Or a little birthday party for kids.
Not my birthday party, but
yeah.
I mean, you know, to me, like when you go to Universal Studios Hollywood, have you ever been to one of those animal shows they have?
Yeah.
It was like that with the birds, and that's cool. But like for AGT, I was like, man, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And
I just wish. It's kind of disappointing now that he said I have 200 and something birds, and this is only a taste of it. Why didn't you show us what we could get if you're really trying to get it?
Okay, well, to be honest, if he brought out another bird or 3 or 4, would you been like, oh wow, that's an awesome bird? That's even more awesome than Kitty.
I mean, you never know.
I don't know. For me, I'm not a bird person. I'd have been like, I don't give a hoot which bird comes out.
He might convert you into a bird person with the more birds he had. I'm just saying, you never know.
You never know.
But let us know what you guys think on iTunes. You know, we do this for free every week. Tell you guys our opinions, whether you like them or not. And and you know, we do this for fun because we love the show. But we want you guys to interact with us by subscribing, rating, commenting, and sharing with at least one other person. And I want to highlight this week, What's Up With That, who left a comment on our iTunes page. And he said that William Close, or he went to a live taping on July 24th, and he was in the audience, and the video of the William Close performance was actually a video. It wasn't live. And he said that they said that the Earth harp would take too long to set up or whatever, but he feels like on the actual show they should have said that this is a pre-tape instead of tricking America into thinking it was live.
Didn't they do that with the other act, the one that shot himself out of a cannon and then landed on the thing? They shot that earlier too. I mean, there's a couple shows.
That one we could tell. I think he's just saying with this one we couldn't tell like it was a pre-tape, which I mean, for us at home, I don't think it makes that big of a difference, but I think in the audience I'll be a little...
Well, when you told me, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that they wouldn't. Well, I mean, I can believe that they wouldn't say that, but as an audience member, I guess I would be kind of disappointed because you want to be there. Like, I don't go all the way to Newark, New Jersey, just to see a taping.
Now that I think about it, so if it was July 24th, it had to be one of the live shows. If you can imagine, like, there's no way in between a commercial break they could set up that big instrument.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, well, the thing is, I think it makes a massive difference for the studio audience, but for us as viewers who are putting in those votes,
it's the same experience.
It's the same experience.
Yeah.
But then why did they make it look like there was audience members in the little thing?
Because they needed to have that same experience for us.
So were there like extras or something the day before? Why did they make it look all magical?
I want to know.
I mean,
it could have been like, you know, afternoon and then come back later in the evening. We don't know. Or it could have been like a longer, like maybe it could have been like 15-minute intermission before the rest of the show started. You know what I mean?
That's true. But I just would have been like, oh,
I'm sure
they showed people for God's sake.
It doesn't make William Close, in my opinion, less of an artist.
Right.
Oh yeah,
that's
not his fault.
Yeah, that's not his fault. I think if he had his own studio, his own stage, the strings would already have been prepared.
Right.
And like this stage needs to constantly, you know, transform all the time.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult.
So that's really difficult. So I can't imagine the strings, and then like within 2 minutes the next act comes out. So it does make a lot of sense.
Why didn't I add that together? I can catch Diddleman, but I can't add that together.
So thank you, because that made so much sense.
Yeah, thank you so much for that comment.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yay to you.
But yeah, so we do read your comments and we do respond, and we just want to thank you for leaving those comments and subscribing and rating and commenting. So also, I'm thinking in my head about something else. Also, there is a podcast app that you can get from the App Store and put on all your Apple-related devices. And in that app, it organizes all your podcasts into one neat little app, and you can do everything you can with actually going to iTunes without going to iTunes or whatever. So please do that. And for those who watch on YouTube, you can do that as well. And we read those comments too. So please like and share as well. There was one other thing I wanted to say. And I can't remember, so we will move on. Let's go to Jacob Williams, the comedian. He didn't do well last night.
He did not do well, and I was excited when I saw his name come up.
It was very disappointing. Let's talk about this, though. We know Tom Cotter went through last week and killed his performance. It was amazing. He had his whole Tom Cotter, like, setup or whatever, like the board and stuff. And he had different sets prepared. And even when Jacob first walked out, there wasn't even a pause. He just automatically started rambling off his set. And it wasn't any time for the audience to even get ready for his set. He just kind of started. And, you know, normally the awkward act works. But last night it was like they said, it was awkward, but it was nerves too. And it just didn't work. I was really sad, like really disappointed for him.
Well, it wasn't even funny this time around.
Exactly. And the audience was not responding at all.
I know, and that's the thing that killed me because I was really rooting for Jacob. I've been trying to get him on the show, so I've been kind of communicating with him. So he sent out an email. I know he was like really trying hard to have like, you know, everyone vote for him beforehand, and so I was really rooting for him. When I saw the show, the first thing I thought of is, you know how like when Todd Oliver and Tom Cotter, they had this grand like entrance. It had their name is in lights and like a really cool background, and you know, for Jacob it was just kind of like music. And then again, I knew from the very beginning it was almost like, remember Miranda Hall?
It wasn't that bad.
Or Miranda, right?
The blonde chick.
Yeah. I just got the same feel. Like it was a split second, and I knew it. It was like, the audience isn't laughing, and I knew that that was supposed to be funny. I knew that that was supposed to be a joke, and the audience doesn't respond. And as a comedian, you can tell from the energy, the people's faces, because he can see them. It's not like, you know, it's some like black space. Like you can see the look on their face, and I think that that even makes a routine even worse because you're feeding off their energy. So yeah, I totally agree, and it sucks.
I think for me, my issue is I don't even remember what his jokes were about, and that's not a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was about not having a girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
Victoria's Secret, whatever.
See?
I didn't even get that joke.
I mean, okay, at first
I didn't get the joke. I was like waiting for the punchline. I didn't get it.
At first I thought, okay, it's kind of funny because it's this line where it's like, is he really joking or is he being serious? Because I think he is poking fun at himself. But the thing is, it's like not a sense kind of humor that a lot of people can relate to after a while. And it sucks because, like you were saying, like the audience was not interacting with him. Like, I think comedians feed off of laughter. And when they're hearing the audience members laughing, they're like, oh, yes. And then they build up more energy and more confidence as they keep on telling these jokes. And this was a very stagnant performance. And I'm sorry. I don't think he'll make it through.
I don't think he'll make it. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say he's not going to make it through.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a solid performance. And one of the things that the judges said that I liked, though, is we love Jacob because of who he is.
Yeah.
And even though his material sucked last night, he's still like somebody that I want to see somewhere else. They were saying we can definitely see him on a sitcom or something in the future. And I can see that, like, it's his personality that kind of sold him from the beginning. So even though his material sucked last night, we're still going to see him in the future.
Yeah.
We're going to see him in the future. Like, somebody's going to put him on something because he just has this. I don't know if you guys caught this when the judges gave their feedback or whatever, and then he was doing like the call me or whatever. He just looked so sad. Like, he looked like he wanted to cry.
Sad.
He looked like he wanted to cry.
It must be really hard for someone of his character to go out there on America's Got Talent and do all that and have a stage all by himself. So, I mean, it just probably was too much space to fill for him.
Yeah, I don't know if he's really as awkward and nerdy as he plays off, though, and that's my honest opinion. I think he has a little bit of swagger that he doesn't let people see, and that's just my opinion.
I think he's all nerd.
I do too, because
Really?
when Nick or somebody asked about the tape that they played before, and they were like, oh, did you really like ask that girl? He's like,
he really did not ask that girl. Like, you know that
I know, we know.
They're like, go ask that girl, and he's like, oh, okay. Like,
because he could tell he didn't want he didn't want to say yes or no. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, because the answer was really no. If it was yes, he would have been like, yeah, I did, and she rejected me. Ha ha ha.
Right.
I think he's one of those like nerdy guys that is very comfortable with the fact that he is awkward and a nerd and confident with that aspect of himself. He's like, I know what I am. I know that I sit there and play video games all day. But hey, this is who I am, and I'm cool with that. And I think he's awkward, and he's like, that's his confidence, you know? He's not like embarrassed of his nerdiness.
Yeah, definitely not.
Well, Jacob, I definitely want to see him in the future. Shanice and Maurice Hayes. I don't think we've really been big fans of them from the beginning.
No.
Jinx.
I mean, they're good, but I've always felt like, dang, there are so many better acts than these two. The one thing they have going for them is that they have a really cute story where it's like father-daughter and so sweet.
Oh,
blah,
that's so
blah,
corny for me.
But no.
My issue is, you know, we had the sob story, and like I said, sob stories don't really do much for
Was
me.
it a sob story, or was it supposed to be like this cute
It was
chat?
a little bit of both.
More like a sappy
story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good word.
Okay.
You know.
Whatever it was trying to do, it didn't work. It didn't work for me because, you know, from the beginning they said you need to let your daughter shine. And why isn't he doing that? This
Is that what you really? I mean, they were
obviously
saying
has
that,
issues.
but I feel like she was shiny. I don't know.
No. Because last night, even in the pre-tape, he was saying tonight you're gonna really see Shanice. She's gonna shine. No, she did. Do you felt like she? Like really? Why did you have to have a big choir behind that? Distracted from the whole performance to me.
And why was he in the center and she was just kind
Exactly.
of a
She's
little
off
side
to the
character?
side, and I didn't. There was not a moment where I felt like Shanice really got that defining moment where like, oh God, this is the breakout performance. There wasn't. He didn't
Yeah.
let her. He didn't let her do what she needed to do on stage, and you know. I felt like he kind of brought the performance down a little bit because his part
Yes.
didn't really sound that great.
Oh, to be honest, I don't think it would make that big of a difference. I don't think, even if she was the main focal point, there are so many more better acts than they are.
Well, yeah,
I'll
there's-
still agree.
There's
Yeah, I'll
definitely
agree
more
with
better
that.
acts, but I'm just saying they would have had at least a fighting chance of moving up as far as the acts.
No, Emile. I'm just kidding. But it would have been a great improvement.
Right. Okay. So what I'm saying. Okay. So think about it this way: like out of the 12 acts, I feel like if she was put on a pedestal more, let's just say they voted last night and she made it to like number 8, or they made it to number 8. I feel like if she was the center, maybe they would have been 7 or 6. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it would have been an improvement.
made a
I
slight
do agree with
improvement.
that.
I just think that they're an overhyped duo. That's all I think.
You know,
I was like, was that
What is
me or
that?
what?
Was that my echo? And that's the thing. Maybe they're overhyped that when they finally come up, people are like, oh, yes, this awesome duo.
Yeah.
They're rooting for them, and it's like,
The good
there's
thing
too
was-
much expectation.
That was a great song choice, though.
Sure.
That was a great.
I
song
always have
agree,
good song
too.
And she
choices.
looked amazing. That
Yes.
whenever she was wearing that dress was beautiful. How old is she? She's about to be 18.
18.
She's young.
That was a really nice like.
She looks stunning.
That's a really young girl for
I s-
her. Yeah.
I still don't understand the choir. I don't feel like the choir. I feel like the choir
I
distracted.
don't get the dad. I mean, that's just my
So
personal
let's
opinion.
Let's take the dad and the choir away.
I disagree. I think that if Shanice didn't have her dad, she wouldn't have made it that far. Her voice
Wow,
is just as
really?
good as a young chick, whatever her name
For
was.
real?
Oh.
See, I think she's really, really good.
I don't think she's
Are you talking about
that,
Danielle?
Yes, I don't
Oh.
think she's
Danielle
that
Stallings.
amazing. And Danielle Stallings is younger than her. Danielle
is
Stallings
true.
has ways to go. I think Shanice needs her dad to be there.
Wow. Well, either way, I just think the story is just like too sappy,
Yeah.
whatever for me. And I just have a crude like outlook on life, I guess. Call me a bitter person. But yeah, I don't like it. And I will agree. I think they should have let her shine a little bit more. And I just don't think this competition is really made for them, if anything.
I don't think so
Maybe there
either.
could be some reality show like I Love My Daddy or something, and like they can do that. But as far as like America's Got Talent, I don't even think that it's really the show for them.
I love my daddy.
Daddy and Me.
And
Talent show.
This season just isn't the season for singers, honestly.
Yeah,
It's just,
sure.
Or dancers.
Yeah, it's just
I don't
not.
think dancers
This is a
either.
season for like talent outside of the norm, which I like. Speaking of which, All Will Sports. And how?
No, I've never been a fan.
What I'm
though.
impressed about with that performance is not even the performance, the fact that the crew got all that stuff on stage in such a short amount
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah, way to go.
See, what sucks is that it is an extraordinary act and it's cool and stuff, but darn it, it is not. It doesn't intrigue me for some reason. I can appreciate the fact that they're doing all these crazy stunts and they're dancing kind of at the same time and like doing dangerous things, but it doesn't intrigue me one bit. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Well, I've said from, I don't think it was from the beginning, but from one of the performances, they're doing too much for me. It's so much going on. And the funny
Yeah.
thing, the reason why I know it's so much is because the camera's constantly trying to go to one place. And I thought it was funny when that guy fell. The camera was like in the middle of going somewhere else. I was like, no, I caught that. Like, like that
Don't
guy-
hide that.
But I didn't know if they were trying to hide it or if it's just because they had so much to get to. And I was like, wait. Did he just fall? And I
No,
rewinded.
let's zoom in,
Exactly.
zoom out, do a recap.
Exactly.
Slow-mo.
I rewinded. I was like, okay, so he definitely just fell. And then
Yeah, you
they
did.
called him out, and Sharon kept saying, "Is that blood on your finger?" He's like, "No, it's a ring." And she's like, "Is that blood?"
Goodness.
But it just.
Well, like you said, like it's the cameras going back and forth and panning in and out and changing things. Like maybe it's better live if you can see it through a further perspective, rather than and maybe watching it as a TV audience doesn't do it justice. But the problem is we're the voters.
Right.
Yeah, and I will call them out. This is the thing. Well, again, I've never been a big fan of them anyway, so whatever. But I love how they were like, oh, it's so action-packed, you guys. This is insane.
Yeah.
And it's so dangerous that if we make one mistake, it's gonna be a disaster, and everything will just fall and ruin everything. And then when I saw that dude, I was like,
Yeah.
where's the disaster? I was like, where's the disaster?
That girl was so passionate
She
about
was
it.
so all about it.
She was
I was
like,
so
if we
pissed. I was
if
like,
we
you
get
liar.
everything right, we're definitely going to the finals.
No.
Even if you did get everything right, I still wouldn't vote for you.
But where was like this whole like domino effect? That's what I was waiting for.
Well,
I couldn't
even-
wait for somebody to mess up, and when I saw it, I was like, and then there was like no money shot.
Would you have voted for them over Shanice and Maurice or
Yeah.
the Sebastian?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay, fine. You
But-
got me.
I was gonna say, even Howard said that he was like, I would have been happy if somebody died, like if I saw death or something, which is kind of harsh.
That's very hard.
Well, I'm not that sickening. and
But
cruel.
I get what you're saying. Like, we
Yeah.
want to see something, because I felt like if an accident happened and then it's like a train wreck from that would have been more interesting than what we saw.
Yeah, I totally agree. And she lied. I don't understand
Yeah.
why you would say that.
Because
He
I guess what
messed
she
up.
was saying, another thing that I want to talk about before we move on is I think what you were saying too, as far as TV audience, we can't really get the full effect. But I think live, at the rate they're going and the speed and everything that's going on, I think it'll be I don't want to say breathtaking, but I think it'll be a pretty amazing thing to see
Yeah,
in that
probably
small
better.
enclosed space.
I
But
think so.
I don't know.
They probably have a bigger stage to play with if they had their own stage too.
Yeah, and then they could go faster. I don't know. I just don't. I don't.
They do not need to go faster. They just they just need to like kick back and do things flawlessly correct and not fall.
Oh
Well, yeah, because
don't
they fallen
mess up every
before.
time?
Oh.
Yeah,
You know?
that's so true.
So
How did Spencer Horseman not? Was that who? No, who was the guy that fell? Not Spencer.
oh, the
Horseman.
guy with the on
the
the
The cylinder.
I mean, sorry, the cylinder guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name,
I
but
forgot
he
his name.
fell.
We know who you're talking about. We there.
Yeah.
I want him back instead of these guys. That was way more interesting.
Well, either way, they would have all gone annihilated. So
All right, Tim Hockenberry. He sang "Imagine," and
I love that song.
I do love that song.
Love that song.
But
I didn't like his rendition.
yeah, it was a little
You
too
didn't?
slow. And you know,
I
Howard
loved it.
Howard said it was so passionate and one of the most moving performances.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Eh.
Oh my
get it.
God, I loved it. I
Wow.
personally thought it was great. It was probably one of the better top 4 acts for me.
Really? Would you have voted
Tonight.
for him? Like, if you could call in for someone, would he be one of the people?
Yeah, he probably would have been one of the people.
Wow.
I'm looking at my list. I would say he's definitely in the top 5 for me.
He's got a cool voice, though.
He's got a cool
Yeah,
voice.
he does have a cool
this
voice.
this tonight, not usually. Tonight, he kind of reminded me of Michael McDonald.
Who's Michael McDonald?
You do not know. Do you know Michael?
I just said like I did.
Oh my goodness, Michael McDonald, like
I didn't think she was gonna ask me.
part of the oh my God, the Doobie Brothers, whatever. Taking it to the streets, whatever. That guy. Oh my goodness.
You need AJ here.
I know AJ would know.
Would you be able to like find that online while we keep talking?
What? The Doobie Brothers?
Yes.
Okay.
What kind of? Who names himself the Doobie? Bro?
Oh, okay. In case you guys aren't, I'm a little bit older than these two. So Michael McDonald, please comment if you know who Michael
There you
McDonald
go.
is, because he's awesome. Anyway,
I'm gonna look him up after the show is over, like right after the show's over, and we'll listen to it.
I just don't think it was his best performance. You guys think
It
it
was
his best?
definitely
I
better
thought it
than
was one
when
of his
he.
best performances.
It was
Really?
definitely one of his
No.
best because
I'm crazy.
the last
Sorry.
performance, remember, he did like a
Should be.
rendition
No,
of
just kidding.
Katy Perry,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
did not like that. He needs to stick true to his
Sure.
style of voice.
This was a really good voice for him.
It's a great
song-
But
fit.
does
I
it
just-
imagine his voice? I just liked him like the first time, and then
I don't know why. I just felt like it was a good choice, but it wasn't a good choice because at this stage of the competition, it just didn't stand out for me because it was so slow. You know? But I do love that song. It was very moving. I just don't think it was the right song choice.
I liked it, and he had like the bass slash cello, so it became like.
Oh no, that was
like,
beautiful.
Oh my goodness, it just fits so well. He's probably not gonna go through it, but I do hope he does.
Like I said, he's definitely in my top 4 or 5, and if it comes down to a judge's pick, I definitely would like to see him be one of the, not necessarily the judge's pick, but one of the 2 options.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see. So I'm gonna put him down for at least in the top 4 then.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Thank you. I like that.
The Untouchables.
Boo.
Wait. Wait. Because last night, that was the first time where I actually enjoyed them.
I shamefully will say they were bomb. Shamefully. With shame and humiliation. But they were good.
Brown people edition.
I don't know. They were better than I've ever seen them, but still.
For real? Even when they
Yeah.
incorporated magic?
Serious. Okay.
The dress changing thing was cool.
It was.
It
Let me tell you.
was.
I'm going to tell you why I liked it last night. What did they say? The youngest person's 8, the oldest one is 13. That's amazing by itself already.
It doesn't
I
mean
wasn't.
anything to me. They're better dancers when they're young, you know?
Right. But the thing was, from the beginning, I think the reason why I was so about them is because they were overhyped because their parents and their dance troupe had made it to the semifinals before. And I was like, okay, so there's a little bit of favoritism going on here.
Yeah, it is.
But tonight, or last night, they impressed me because they were in sync, they're young, and they were doing like a complicated tango. And then when that dress change happened, I was like, where did that come from? Like, it was good.
Who even thought of that genius
And
thing
how
to
did they
with the
do that?
dance?
Would you put them over the guy we just talked about, Tim Hockenberry?
You would.
I think I would,
Oh,
yeah.
so Tim Hockenberry becomes 5th now because of these guys.
No, he's still in the top 4
Really?
for me.
Really?
And I know what you're thinking. Yep, for me, yep.
Oh, wow. See,
I know
when we
exactly
get
what
to
you're
this,
thinking.
it's going to be interesting.
Yep. But I thought they were amazing. I would definitely pay money to see them.
And everyone's been tweeting about them, like saying how awesome they. I'm sure you're very disappointed. I mean, to me, I don't think that it was worth tweeting about. There's some other groups that I think, but yeah, everyone was tweeting about them.
But you know the tweets I saw a lot of?
What's up?
They were saying I didn't really like, or I wasn't thinking about the Untouchables before, didn't know about them or care about them, and then after last night, wow, that's what everybody was saying. Like,
agreed.
last night's performance was a game changer.
Now, was this show rigged?
I think a little bit.
I think a little bit, and this is where I come from, and then I want to hear what you have to say. Isn't it so, like, such a coincidence that the Untouchables is always in the crappy show, like the crappy grouping, and then all of a sudden they've been doing crap, and then all of a sudden they come out, like Kelly Clarkson on American Idol. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they pulled a Kelly Clarkson is what they did, and I think that they did it on purpose. I think that they're in cahoots because, and they used to be on the show, they get everything. That's not even fair. I think there's something going on. Just my conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
No, I think it's rigged. I don't have any
Thank you.
solid explanations or reasons like you at the time, but you know, I thought it was a little fishy that, in my opinion, the best 3 acts went on last.
Okay, so we're going to talk about
But yeah, we'll talk about that.
The next act was Olati Dogs.
Yay!
Freaking amazing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something negative. I was like,
No.
excuse me?
I just gotta say that, like, if Britain's Got Talent has Pudsey winning, then these dogs need to win America's Got Talent.
Because, okay, I don't know if you guys know, I hate dogs.
What is
Have I told you
wrong
that
with you, you
before?
cruel man?
I think you were a little scared to
studio
tell us
audience.
because now...
I had an experience, I'm not going to go into the long dramatic story. Basically, I had a traumatizing experience as a child with the neighbor's dog next door.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's not traumatized. He chased me up the street every day when I was going to catch the bus. And then he bit me one day. He was like he was a small dog, though. Anyway, it was traumatizing, okay? You get chased up the street for like 12 years. So I don't like dogs, and I just recently started to get around to liking them because we had this pit bull in the office who's actually
pit bull?
But he's really nice. He was a rescue, and he's really nice. His name's
Great.
Blue.
Love
He's really
hearing that.
nice. And he's like, have you ever heard of therapy dog?
Yes.
He's like my therapy dog because he would like come around. He got me acclimated to him and stuff, and then
Good.
that helped me get. Anyway, Olati dogs. These dogs are freaking amazing,
Aren't
and
they?
I don't understand how in the world they can get these dogs to do the things they do, backflips. Like, and let's talk about the new dog. What was it?
Bella.
Oh God, Bella was freaking. What in the?
Adorable.
How did?
So cute. It was
I
brown.
don't get how they do this. And what was even the most thing that was kind of got me even more excited was after she did her trick or whatever, she ran up to the owner and like started licking him.
I cried. I literally cried.
I was
This is
gonna
the
cry
first time.
too.
Yeah, one of the first times I've cried on this show. I cried.
And
So touching.
the dogs are like wagging their tails. They're having a great time.
know.
And like you feel excited for these dogs. There's nothing but positive energy watching this act. I can only imagine watching it live.
And that's what I was gonna say, because
Gosh.
it's not like the dogs are being pressured. They're enjoying
Yeah,
doing this. Like, they're having a ball. I just don't know how. I want to know, like, see the training process. Can we get a behind the scenes video of that?
I
would
know,
love,
right?
Yeah, I would love that.
Like, I want to
Good
see the
idea.
behind the scenes, because like when they were like when they walk on top of each other and
know.
stuff, and then the one skateboarding.
Oh,
like,
so
how
How do you even teach a dog that though?
exactly?
You can barely teach a 2-year-old to do
then-
that. You don't
I
let a
can't do
dog.
it.
How do you teach them to do that? And then, like, how do you tell them when to go? And then how do they know to go back to the platform when they're done? Like, how do they know all
Yeah.
this?
They're smart. Are they poodles?
No.
Oh, poodles are really smart, you guys. Just letting you know,
They look-
I have one.
They look all different kind of mix.
Yeah, they do.
Maltese maybe in there.
Yeah, I think
somewhere.
there was some Maltese. Okay, favorite trick. Go.
It had to be Bella. That whole.
That was my personal favorite
That's
as
yours
well.
too?
For the people that obviously you would watch the show, but that didn't, she would like jump over like both the humans, and it was perfect timing.
Somersault.
Even to train the humans to do that with
Exactly.
the dog was just amazing on its own. So
Yeah.
yeah, my favorite trick. Yours?
This is gonna sound like a cheat thing, but I think the whole package.
Yeah.
Just the whole package.
Well, I can agree with
Because
that.
like, you know, like the cha-cha was cute, and the Bella was amazing, and the backflip is always fun. It's just
That backflip, I can't get over that.
I can't backflip.
I can't get over
Yeah.
that, because that dog is like just.
And it's like, how can you even teach a dog that? Because
Right.
I get it, if your dog did it, then you can keep giving it treats and saying, okay, good, keep doing it. But how do you even teach it?
and think about the muscles he has to have in his legs
Yeah.
to do that. Like,
Yeah, must
Oh,
be doing a
yeah.
lot of squats or something. But I will agree with you on the last note is that I am really big on against animal cruelty, really big against animal cruelty. I'm a PETA member. I have like protested against like zoos, like I was a vegetarian. Like I have written nasty emails to people. Yes, that was probably me if you got nasty emails in Tucson, Arizona. Yeah, and so I was really concerned about the animal cruelty in this. I was like, you know, I'm going to think about this. I don't really know how I feel about the animals. But when I saw that moment that the dog kept licking them and kissing them, and they were so happy, I was like, they're not abused. They're being treated well. And I was like, this is an amazing act. And after that, I was like, do it for the dogs, if
Yeah.
anything. Vote for the dogs.
so have you
yeah.
protested against Kim K?
What'd she do?
Remember
was
that?
the
Do you
first
remember? And they threw like flour on her.
Oh
and
yeah, I
everything?
thought that was
that you?
justified. You all like zoom in and it's my face. I'm like,
She's another AfterBuzz show, but she's trash. I'm sorry.
Oh,
She's
oh
trash.
gosh, we're dogging. I used to love Kim Kardashian, but
you
Call
liked
me
her
up, Kim
booty.
K.
Yeah.
let's talk. Light wire theater. I would not put them in the top four.
That you knew I was gonna say that they belong up
And
there.
I'll tell you why, because I feel like, no, I don't feel like they belong up there, because yes, they were a great act. Yes, they're very talented, and I've never seen anything like it before. I think it's a great experience. I would love to see it live, but I just don't know where they're going with this, because every time it's like some dinosaur story or something, and
That could be their act.
I don't want to see dinosaurs every week. Like in the,
You don't like Jurassic Park? Come on.
yeah, but with this, like I know I'm being super critical, but like they had the two dinosaurs fight, and then all of a sudden this new dinosaur comes in the middle, and then it goes into an egg, and
That
then it's
egg was
reborn.
badass.
The egg was
Thank you.
Okay, what I did like was that slow motion stuff they were doing. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Like I'm not saying it was a bad act. It was definitely one of the best acts out of the night. But I think that Tim Hockenberry comes before them.
I don't get it. I mean, you said that the sand guy. What did you like the sand guy last week that went through? He's
No.
the top
Joe
three?
Castillo. No, that was me because
Okay.
I said he made me see Jesus.
Okay, because
I saw Jesus.
he ain't diddly compared to these guys.
Right.
And they both do the
Agreed.
same kind
Nail
of
on the
concept.
head.
The story, the evolution, whatever. You know, these guys are so sick.
Well, I would definitely,
I
of
agree.
course, I would definitely have them over
Yeah.
the Joe Castillo, because I don't think he deserved to go through. I don't understand.
That's what you were so pissed. That's
Yeah.
the thing you were pissed
Yeah,
about.
I don't understand why he went through. I don't understand how he made that his choice and why he was so excited to put him through.
Oh, Howie.
But
That's the thing I thought was rigged. I was like, how convenient is it that Howie makes the last decision?
yeah,
You know,
it's kind of weird.
it was rigged. Because Howie the night before wasn't saying spectacularly good things about Eric Castillo. If
Right.
you look back, it's kind of suspect. It's like, okay. Suddenly you make that switch. All right. Well, anyway.
But overall, what do you think about Lightwire though? Because
I know last time I was a little disappointed because I expected. Oh no, that was another group. That was that weird monsters group with the Asian-looking chick. That was weird. Okay, sorry, I confused them, but I like them. They always entertain me, and even the idea of being in complete darkness. Imagine being pitch black area and then you see nothing but those kind of lights coming at you.
That's true.
That is cool.
See, I know, Emile, we're falling apart. What's going on? I second that.
Yeah.
I just think they were so awesome. They were one of the best acts, and it was like I kind of already had my top people, and when I saw them, I was like, wow. It's so cool. And then like when you see like how they do it, it's like, you know how when you play laser tag, like that's exactly how their costumes look like. And so when they did the slow-mo and all that kind of stuff, I thought it was awesome. I can agree with where you're coming from with, okay, can they make a whole show out of this? Like where are they going to go next? But like for now, what I've seen, it's pretty cool.
So what you see is enough to put them through to the final.
Well, yeah. I think so. I mean, they did this from the ground down. I have not seen anything like it. I can't imagine like how they know what to place, how to move, when to make the switch, everything. Yeah. It's so unique, and they've created this all on their own. Like 5, you know.
I mean, like I said, you guys are definitely not wrong. I completely agree. I just don't think that I would put them in my top 4.
Oh.
So. But I would put David Garibaldi in the CNY case. I've loved them from the beginning. I already said from the beginning I think they were going to be in the top 3 finals overall. And last night, I agree with Howard. It was moving a little slow at some parts.
Me too.
I was like, because before it was like kind of fast paced, and last night we went from one picture to the next to the next to the next. I was like, where is it? And were you trying to figure it out while you're looking to?
Of course.
And there was this one part where I want you guys to rewatch it tomorrow or tonight, whenever you get a chance. There's one of the paintings, if you look at it, it was like, look at the black part. It looked like people on skateboards are doing flips or something, like up in the air, like frozen.
I know what you're talking about.
I thought that's what it was. And I was like, oh, so they're doing like a picture of what's going on around them. That's what I thought.
Agreed.
And then when they revealed the final portrait and it was the Statue of Liberty, I was like, okay, that's really cool.
Yeah,
it just took a while to get there, but I loved the payoff. And that's what Howie said. Howie said, you know, no, America's going to vote for him. America likes that. Or good things come to those who wait or something like. So what do you guys think as far as that goes? Do you think Howie's right or Howard? Should they speed it up, or were you satisfied with the pacing of last night?
I think that they should have sped it up a little bit. I think that was part of the magic of them. I think they wanted to space it out because they wanted to do a little more outer tricks like dancing and flips and stuff.
But do you think the outer tricks and dancing was to give them more time because there's only so much they can do? Because I felt like they were still going fast, but you have to keep in mind they're painting like 4 different.
That's true. Yeah, that was insane.
That's true.
Yeah, I actually agreed with Howie actually, and I don't know why it didn't bother me. I didn't care, but yeah, I thought it was really cool because in the end, I think it's because my mind, I'm always like thinking like obviously like thinking like way too much about whatever it is, and so when I saw the 4 pictures, I was like, okay, what are they doing? Oh my god, now they're flipping it over. Whoa, how did they do that? And then when it was all connected, I was just like, there it is. So I thought it was a good payoff. I agree with Howie.
Okay. I
don't think that the dancing though, I will say, I don't think that the going on the slides and the dancing adds to anything. I think his art is really the focus, and I think that that's what's cool about it. So I really could care less about the dancers. I mean, it just gives me something to look at, but they don't really make anything for me.
And like I said, I think it was more of the dancers trying to be a bit of a distraction so they can, or it can take away from how long it was taking to paint it.
Right.
So
I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I would prefer just not to have the dancers to focus on the painting, honestly, because like you said, they didn't really do anything. It was just like a quick moment. Oh, there's dance on the ground. Okay, back to the painting. Like that's what I did. So let's talk about some news and gossip. There's a lot this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Go for it, guys.
Okay, well, let me get my notes real quick. Okay, so pretty much Sharon Osbourne went on CBS this morning. What happened was she pretty much said for NBC, they don't like me and I don't like them, that she's not going to fake it anymore, and this is all due to the fact that, as we had said previously on the show, Kaori announced 2 days before her son's show, Jack, was going to be on the reality show. It's called Stars Earned Stripes. They pretty much emailed him a rejection letter, and she says it's due to the discrimination, the fact that he has MS. NBC denies those claims that they don't discriminate at all whatsoever, but she says she's over it and that she's 60 and in her career that she doesn't she's not like us where you have to do whatever whatever. You know, she can pick and choose who she wants to work with and who she doesn't. She sent him over it.
Well, go her.
Yeah.
I can't believe she's 60. She looks great.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's all the Botox, you know. I'll be looking like that.
How
too.
awkward do you think that's been on like AGT though,
Crazy
referring to
awkward.
producers? Because she said in that article she said she didn't speak to them anymore.
Yeah, she says that she doesn't even fake it. Like when she sees him, she doesn't care. Which I think that's fierce, but at the same time, yeah, that's super awkward.
Yeah. Well, I have a tweet from her that she tweeted out yesterday. She said, "It's bittersweet. I have only 1 week left, and then I am off the show for good." So she's been on there for a long time. It's been a long run, so it's really sad to see her go. Like it's really sad.
Well, she's been six seasons, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. She replaced Brandy. Which is so odd.
There's been
thank
so
God
many
for that.
I know.
Was it? Oh yeah, remember when David Hasselhoff was on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's been so many
He
weird.
was kind of
judges.
entertaining.
He was entertaining though.
And Jerry Springer was a host. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I miss Jerry.
Like the show has gone through so many transitions. It's just gonna be exciting to see who this next person's gonna be, and to see if Howard comes back because we don't know for sure if he's coming back or not.
Yeah.
America's judge.
Yeah. We know Howie will come back because he's not doing it.
But yeah, so that's really sad about the whole Sharon thing with her son. That's kind of rude. It's really rude.
I am so proud of her though, because a lot of people like that want to make a stand don't because of social status or whatever. And
absolutely,
she has enough status to do that, whatever. And like she won't let shit. You know.
Well, yeah. Now I have even more respect for her now. The fact that it's not just about the paycheck. Like she's leaving the show to defend her family and saying, "You're disrespecting my son. You really expect me to come back for another season?" No.
Yeah, that is really cool.
So, but yeah. So we'll see. Let's talk about predictions.
Yes.
And
now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I was gonna say, now that we've seen all the acts. Oh no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was gonna say we need to pick our finals, but that's for next week. So this week, who do you guys think will go through tomorrow?
Okay. My number 1 pick, Olati Dogs. Number 2 pick, Lightwire Theater. For me personally, number 3 is David Garibaldi and his dancers. But what I think America will choose is the Olati Dogs, Lightwire Theater, and the Untouchables.
Okay.
So do you think it's going to be down as far as the judges' picks between Untouchables and David?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of dogs definitely going to make it through. They're going to be the first ones because it's going to be blatantly obvious. As well as Lightwire Theater, they're probably going to be number 2 because I say number 1, number 2, Lightwire Theater. And then 3 and 4 will be between David and... now you mentioned Untouchables, but I'm going to ignore that because I really want at least to be Tim Hockenberry.
Okay.
Okay, and then mine is going to be the Olati Dogs. And then I'm going to say David Garibaldi and the CMYKs.
Wow.
And I'm going to say it's going to be between the Untouchables and Tim Hockenberry. Or Lightwire Theater. I'm conflicted because I feel like America's going to vote for Lightwire, but I don't want to vote for Lightwire. But I think it's going to be the last 3, or the judges' pick is either going to be Lightwire Theater, The Untouchables, or Tim Hockenberry for those.
Okay, and number 1 is the Lati Dogs for sure. All right.
And since we're towards the very end, next week's and the last week, who do you think will take it all? I say a Lottie Dogs.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a lot of pressure, guys. I don't think so.
Oh my
You like
goodness.
William, huh?
I still like William close.
All right, we'll see. Well, those are my 2 anyway, so.
We'll see.
Yeah.
America likes
We need
animals,
to start
though.
placing bets. Let us know the embarrassing thing that you guys want us to do
not
if one of us
embarrassing.
lose.
And also on iTunes, let us know who you think is going to win, too, because we do want to know. Like, we need some feedback from you guys.
Or tweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or tweet us. But yeah, where can we find you guys?
Yeah, at Kyra Batte.
And at Kaori.
And at Emilio E. Jr. and ChasingLA.com. And we are out. What are we doing?
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.